taken care of and my deputy's taken care of.
And so showing up at that home, they had no idea how many people were inside?
Well, we generally have pretty good intel on something like that, but it's still unpredictable. There's three things you're always going to have at these drug houses. You're always going to have drugs, you're always going to have money, and you're always going to have guns. We know that going in. The vast majority of them go fine, but in this case, it looks like that one of the suspects decided, for whatever reason, to take a shot at one of our guys. So, but you know what? His family, my deputy's family, they're probably wondering what's going on. Probably because we haven't identified him. Every family of a vice narcotic deputy right now is worried. But I wanted to go ahead and get that out there, let them know if they're watching your newscast that our guy's okay. He's going to be fine. This was a non-life-threatening injury to his leg, and he's going to be fine.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, Randy, is, in this situation, how quickly do you guys contact the family of the officer who was shot in the leg, and do you do anything to let everybody else know?
Well, we do that as quickly as possible, Jim. That the kid, the priority for us right now is making sure that he's okay and that his family knows he's okay, and that the other families know that their loved one is okay. So, we do that pretty quickly behind the scenes, as quick as we can. But you know what? We can't always get in touch with them, and so right now there's a lot of people wondering what's going on. They're worried about their loved one, and I appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to say that everything is okay. And if you're watching this and you're worried, don't worry. They're in good hands, and everybody's going to be fine.
That is good to hear. As this situation unfolds, is there a point where they negotiate with a person? Is there communication going on between the people on the scene?
Yeah, of course there is. We have negotiators and a SWAT team out there, and they're the best trained in the world, the best equipped in the world. We want a peaceful resolution, and we want justice, and we'll get that. They'll talk this through and make all the right moves, and this will have a good ending. And all that are involved will they'll have their day in court. But our goal is a peaceful ending, and I think we'll get that, and we generally do. And just let me say this: if we don't get that, it will be because of lack of cooperation on the other end. It won't be on our end.
And early on, there were reports of two sheriffs injured. You're just telling me just one, right, Randy? Not a second officer.
Yeah, just one, Jim. I think the second injury, which I just now found out myself, was one of the suspects apparently was shot in the shoulder. And I'll say this, I guess, maybe his family's listening too. And I'll put that out there. The report I got, he's going to be fine as well. So, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but all's well that ends well, I guess.
Chief Deputy, we're looking at the scene now, and I have to imagine that you guys are concerned that the person inside the house may be looking at television as well. At one point, one of our reporters was kind of cleared out of the area, and he said he overheard them tell people to quit streaming this on Facebook because we don't want anybody to get hurt out here. What do you say if that person is inside listening to this?
Well, if they're listening, the only way out for them is just a peaceful surrender, and let's move forward, and we'll get resolution on this. We don't want anybody to get hurt. We never want the loss of a life. We never want an injury. We never want a shot to be fired. So you know what? There's no way out. So just surrender, and let's move on and go forward.
Lots of people on the scene there, witnesses, or people just standing by, some people living in the neighborhood, some people just walked over because there's so many police cars. But as you said, somebody was selling drugs in that community based on the information that the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office has, and the reason they were there was to get the drugs out of the community.
Well, that's right, Sherry. I mean, we can only get a search warrant if we have what's called good probable cause. We have to show evidence to a judge to get that search warrant. So, with certainty, there's drug dealing, serious drug dealing going on there, or we wouldn't be executing a search warrant and trying to eradicate that neighborhood of something that's really a scourge, all across our country.
And this is
and that's generally based on a call from the neighborhood, Sherry, where someone, they've tired of it, they want to step up, and they want something done about it, and that's what we do.
Yeah, because there's a school just up the street, and we have to imagine that some of the people over there, their children are growing up in that community, and so nobody wants drugs in their neighborhood, for sure.
No. Listen, 99.9% of the people out there, they don't want that. They know what it does to neighborhoods. They know what it does to our children. They know that. Likely 80% of crime is related in one way or another to drug abuse, drug sales, and drug use. And, that's our job. And one thing we do to make sure that communities understand that we will act, when the important thing for us is when we get information and it's good, credible information, we have to take action. Because if we don't, those communities lose confidence in us. And that's the worst thing that can happen. We want them to know that when they call us, and it's good information, and they want to stand with us, that we're going to take action. And that's likely what you're seeing today.
Yes.
Randy, if I time this out right, you should be at the hospital right now, so we'll let you get up and see your officer. Tell him we wish him the best and his family, and let us know how he's doing, okay?
Jim, I sure will. Thanks so much, and I appreciate all the prayers and the support, and thanks to you guys for covering this.
Thank you. That's Chief Deputy Randy Christian with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office just updating us on the condition of the officer.